Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dad Labs podcast. It's your boy Dodger Tommy.
Dodger
Tommy's in the house.
Yep.
And today we have a very special guest. We got the mayor of Escondido in the house, Mr. Dane White. Right. Yeah, man, thanks for coming in and taking time from your busy schedule of taking care of our city.
Yeah, for sure. I love this kind of stuff. This is the easy stuff.
Right? You don't have to talk to the news reporters, people trying to ask you all these tough questions. You're like, I'm just a dad, man.
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, that's pretty much it.
Right on. Well, let's get into this, man. I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for what you do. Being there for our city and doing what you do, man. That's a great service to our community. So we wanted to just shout out you to that from the Dad Labs podcast.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Of course.
It's honestly the best job I've ever had, so it's fun.
Yeah, I bet. I always thought about that too. I was like, oh, to be mayor of a city, how fun would that be? I almost think
depending on the makeup of your city council and who you're working with, it
Right.
could be miserable, but we've got a good team right now. So.
Yeah. I love our city. Our city is great.
Yep.
So let's find out a little bit more about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up.
Right on. Yeah, I'm actually fifth generation Escondido. My family moved here in the late 1800s. Right after the city was incorporated.
Okay.
And I've pretty much been here ever since. Went to Light and Life Christian School growing up.
Oh, cool.
Then a brief stint at one of the charter schools, Escondido High School, and then sophomore year I was sent to a boarding school out in Stockton, Missouri.
Oh, you touched all aspects of the life,
Yeah.
huh?
So after 19 months in the boarding school, I had had enough. So I ran away.
Uh-huh.
I made it all the way to Utah, where I ended up living with my grandpa and finishing high school there, and then kind of going back and forth between Escondido and there for several years, and ended up landing back here and been here ever since.
Oh, wow. How cool.
Yeah.
What a journey.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
and that's
say.
the short version. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can imagine.
We like the short. We like the short version. We're dads. We're like, okay, we got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's cool, man. And I did hear that about you. You were kind of an Escondido guy, and I love that. Looking out for your story. So, okay, well, let's jump into it real quick, man. At Dad Labs, we're all about being dads, working, stay-at-home dad, whatever it is you do. And in this case, you're a mayor of a city. We kind of want to understand a little bit more of how your dad life goes. We understand you're busy, you got all these meetings and all these emails, but how is dad life at home? So we'll start a little bit things saying, how do you explain or navigate political topics to your kids being in the position that you're in,
Because you probably see a lot of that and have to address a lot of that. Not to mention just being out and about.
Yeah, for sure. Politics hasn't crept up too much with my kids. They're only 8 and 5.
Oh, yeah.
But there are some things at school that come up that they'll bring home to me. But navigating it with these two is relatively easy. You just keep it simple, explain things very simple, and let them ask all the questions.
Yeah. Do you steer them in any particular way?
Oh man, that's
so. My biggest thing is my kids always. I don't want to bring up the big topic, but homeless, right? It's like, yep, and then I have to kind of touch that a lot with kind of those age-appropriate words and the age-appropriate. You can't just say that they're mentally ill because the kids don't understand what mentally ill is, and you know what I mean. How do you? Because it's like, why is that person standing on the side of the road? And it's like, and that kind of.
I got 5 things I can tell you.
Yeah, because I know what I would say off the top of my head, but that's not always appropriate, right?
It's interesting you bring up the homeless part. We were driving down the road one day. This was like a year ago, and my oldest says, "Daddy, is that an alcohol person?" And I said, "Where did you hear that? How did you even hear that? Because it didn't come from me."
Right.
But yeah, it just requires a little bit of nuance and, again, simplicity. Like with homelessness, you just explain to people, sometimes people have bad luck in life. And sometimes people get caught up in things that they shouldn't have got caught up in. My kids are still a little bit too young to understand what drugs are, but with alcohol, they know their daddy has had a problem with alcohol in the past. And that's they see the consequences of that then. So I guess just with nuance and simplicity is kind of how to navigate those things.
Ah, I like that.
That is good. Yeah.
I'm a little too front with my kids. You see that there, son?
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
That's why you work.
Yeah.
That's why you graduate.
Yeah, there is some truth to that, because somebody asked us for money and I said no, and I explained to my daughter why. I explained to her, this is an able-bodied man who could be working but is choosing not to, and that's why I'm not going to give him my money that I earned from working.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
that's
right.
and that's a slippery slope sometimes too, because you don't just see it in our city, you see it just everywhere. Especially like if you go to the beach or if you go to down in San Diego downtown, you kind of like it. In certain places, it becomes safety issue, right?
Oh, for sure.
Depending on who you talk to, do you kids, they're out here. Dad Labs tip safe words. That mean your kids get close to you when you're walking somewhere, that kind of stuff. It's kind of good to talk to your kids though about that stuff, right?
100%.
Yeah.
We were at Albertsons. This was just last week. We were at Albertsons, and there's a woman that I see. I used to see her a lot in front of the Rubio's over there, which is now Hawaiian barbecue.
Yeah, Hawaiian barbecue.
But she was always selling something, and sometimes I would buy whatever she's selling. And the other day, she was in the parking lot at Albertsons with her son, and you can tell they're living in this car, and she was selling flowers, and I gave her $10. And I didn't take any of the flowers. And I explained to my daughter, see, sometimes people are doing everything that they can to provide for them and their kids.
Yes.
And that's when it's appropriate to step in and just help out when you can.
That's really cool. I like that because that's also kind of like the Christmas thing, right? With your kids, it's like it's better to give than to always receive.
For sure.
So yeah.
I like
We're
that.
still trying to get past that.
Right. I like that too, because I feel the same way in the Christian side of it all. Like the Holy Spirit will tell me sometimes, like, yeah, give to that person that's really in need, or sometimes it'll be like, ooh, you know what, maybe not yet, maybe not yet for that person.
For sure.
So with I'm sure you're always in meetings and talking to people, and you're wearing so many hats as a mayor. How difficult, or explain the transition of putting that dad hat on as soon as you pull into the parking lot and in the driveway and you're ready to get out?
Okay, I said this was the best job I ever had. It's a lot of fun for me, but at the same time, before this job, I was doing flooring and I was gone in the mornings before everybody woke up.
Yeah.
I was home in the afternoons after everybody had eaten dinner.
Right.
And then I was too tired to do anything, and the weekends were spent relaxing. Whereas now, I drop my kids off at school, I pick them up, I make their lunches, I'm with them in the mornings, I'm with them in the afternoons, and then, like I see I have a foosball table here, I've got one in my office for the kids, of course, to play with, and they come to my office a couple of times a week and spend all that time with me. So it's been, actually, that's been the best part of this job is balancing the dad with the mayor, and they get to go to a lot of events with me, and they have a ton of fun too. So that's been, honestly, the best and easiest part of this job, is balancing that.
Oh, that's fun, man. When then the kids get to see that stuff and the community work that you're doing.
For sure.
And, they're like, oh, look at that's so important. Everybody wants to come talk to him.
Hey, that's my favorite part. When because people all the time will say, I saw you out with your kids or your wife, you were sitting down with dinner, I didn't want to bother you. And I'm like, no, please bother me, because if you just want like a picture or to say hi, I want my kids to see like my daddy was important enough that these people came up to him and said hi and shook his hand.
Yeah.
It actually means a lot to me.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
That is awesome. So you just brought up going out and to go. So say you're out and about and your family and you're in Escondido and you're the mayor. So and then all of a sudden your kids start acting up, because we've all been through that.
Oh, yes.
They want the tablet, or the tablet's not working, or we didn't order this. I don't like my cheeseburger anymore. Like, how hard is it to navigate like those situations and going like, hey man, everybody's watching me.
Right.
My dad had the best stern face, and when he gave it to you, you straightened up real quick. So I mastered that. You give them the face, and if necessary, a finger point, and knock that off, and then they stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, but for the most part, they're really well behaved.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
You're like, oh yes, we made it through dinner.
Yeah.
Let's repeat this every time.
But I have friends with boys, and everybody says it's different with boys. I have 2 girls, they're daddy's girls. Everybody says boys are different.
My boys are yeah, it is different, because it's like sitting still at the table. They're really good boys, don't get me wrong, but there is some of that boy aspect that's just like, all right, keep that testosterone bottled up for just 10 more minutes and then we're getting out of here. Tommy's got 4 kids.
It's hard. I got 1 girl and 3 boys.
Oh, man.
It's almost it's not. I don't want to say difficult, but it gets embarrassing real quick, and it can go south because they can play off of each other because I'm completely outmanned. So it's
How old are they?
I have a 12, a 10, an 8, and a 5.
Right on.
Yeah.
So I'm right.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, and I'm right in the heart of it. And so that is one of those where it's very difficult to navigate that. Just having enough. It's like, oh well, they had this, I want that, and depending on their moods.
That was Tommy's face right there. Did you see it?
I guess it's the mood. The face doesn't work anymore. They've completely run rimshot on all of my like stuff right now.
Oh, for sure.
Right now, it's more of because they can get amped up. So we just have to. My wife and I, God bless her soul, we really have to kind of judge how they are. Because that's the thing. It's like, oh, are they hangry? If they're hangry, it's a no go. We gotta get it out. It can't physically go out. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
Yeah. No. So you brought up your dad doing his stern voice and his stern look. Like I kind of got like this, like, and it's like I always say the dog whisperer Caesar. You ever seen that? I don't know if you have a dog.
No.
So this guy is Caesar. He's a really good dog whisperer, and he uses that kind of stuff. And I have a dog, and I've trained her that way, and it's starting to rub off on my kids a little bit. I'm like, so that's my dad thing. But you touched on your dad. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the relationship with you and your father being on the Dad Labs podcast here?
It's interesting. I would say now it's really good. Really good. I grew up in, I was the fourth child born, but the first of my mom's kids.
Okay.
And I've been through 6 marriages total between both my parents. My dad is now remarried to his first wife. So it was real messy growing up. And everything was very challenging. And I didn't speak to him for a couple of years at one point. But now, so I think really what it took was once I went to rehab, once I fixed myself and I was able to like repair relationships I had broken, then things started to heal between him and I. And now, especially that I have his grandkids, I would say it's excellent.
Yeah.
We see him, I don't know, once every couple of weeks with the kids, and I have lunch with him occasionally. That's really good.
That's cool. That's cool.
That is good.
As soon as you got to bring them grandkids around, because I'm a grandpa now, and
You really? You don't look old enough.
I know. I had a daughter when I was 19 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's 26 now, and I got a 1-year-old grandson. And like, man, when those grandbabies come, it's just like you'll do anything to get your hands on
for sure.
them, man. And it's exciting. Your dad's from here?
Yeah, Dad, born and raised here.
Man, you're Escondido solid,
Yeah.
huh, bro?
Yeah, through and through.
I love that. And you went to the Cougars, right?
Yeah,
High school.
freshman year, yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about like your children. So between me and Tommy and all our kids, like where they go to school. Like I have one that goes to classical academy,
right on.
and then I have one who goes to public.
Which classical?
The one over by Center
Woodward?
for the Arts. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then one goes to Rincon. Tommy has his children in
Christian school.
Christian school.
Yes.
Right.
Escondido Christian.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and so it seems like you kind of, as a young child, you went through all these other different schools. Where do your kids go?
Yeah, it's interesting. I have no beef with public school
Right.
whatsoever. My own personal experience after being in private school, and then I think it was 7th grade, temporarily I was put in public school. It was a bad experience for me as a kid. So we put our kids in classical academy. My youngest just started kindergarten last week. My oldest is in 3rd grade, and my wife up until this week has worked at classical academies.
cool.
So that's we like that school. We're kind of classical academy through and through.
Oh, I love it. My son loves it there. He's in the middle school there, so.
And we like the kids are home 2 days a week.
Yeah.
We like the homeschool part. We like being able to send them off for a couple days. It's like a nice balance.
It is. I believe so. Tommy's kids have to wear a uniform, and I think that's great because then you don't have to worry about buying clothes.
Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
my gosh, best thing I ever, when I found that out, I was like, all I need to do is make sure that they're sized right
Yeah,
and then send
Yeah.
them off. Okay.
I know,
I'm
right?
good.
Sounds great.
That's always good. All right, I got a question here. How do you balance your time between our city's needs and your family's needs? I know you kind of elaborated a little bit, but
You know, that's a good question because there are times where I'm sacrificing both.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sacrificing a little bit of the city's needs sometimes to put my family first and vice versa. I guess it's deciding when it's appropriate to do that.
right.
Since being on the council, I have missed 2 city council meetings. One because I had COVID, and one because it was my anniversary. And it was like, you put your family, your spouse's needs ahead of a city council meeting. We went out of town for the week. But there are other times where like my daughter has team building for dance, and I got an event at the same time. I'm going to sacrifice the team building. She can still go. I just won't be a part of it with the other parents, and I'll be at the city.
Right. That sounds like any other dad.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure it is.
I can make it here. Oh, but I can't make it to this thing.
It's
a constant juggle.
It is, and through and through, especially for like my wife and I. We've got 4 kids,
and his wife's a teacher,
and she's a teacher as
right
well.
On.
So juggling the especially after school stuff. Oh my goodness, what a pain! And it's funny because all those extracurricular activities that are on set days, I used to be like, no, my kids have to be in baseball. They have to be, because that was my thing when I grew up. Now, as a dad, I'm like, I can't just show up and then have somebody tell me you're going to need to be someplace 3 times a week. And then maybe you're going to have something else. And it's like, oh, wait. I need to plan this out. There's no way that these 2 things are going to cross.
Right.
Because even then, I'm finding myself, I'll be running late to one event, or my wife will have to take 1 or 3, or...
Are all your kids in different activities?
He tried to put them all in one. But...
I tried to put them all in baseball, and that was a disaster.
Dude.
Because then it's like... coaching one, having to be an assistant over here, and on this one,
because he's a good baseball coach too.
And it was like trying to get. I finally was like, I told the board, I was like, can I have 2 of them on one team? Because I don't want to be in 3 places at once. Because that's the other thing is different ages.
Yeah,
they start at different times, they end at different times. Pick up here, and then it's like, then what do you do?
So I'm fortunate that both my girls really enjoy the same dance school.
Yeah,
but they have to be 3 days a week at the
There
same
you go.
time, so it's very easy to balance.
And my daughter is in dance here as well, and don't get me wrong, it's nice when I see that schedule come out. I know, okay, Monday she's got to be here at this time, Tuesday she's there, and then I think we have her in 3 dances, so like one day is longer than the other, and I'm like, you know what, those 2 days are her days dedicated, and then now my boys are in MMA now. So now I got them
right on. Where are they training at?
East West MMA over there on.
Yeah, my wife used to go there.
Yeah, so I love the place. It's consistent. Monday, 2 days a week. It's I drop them off, or I'm watching them on the same day. It's not like. It's not fluid, like, well, now this is going to be a competition day, and you don't have to show up until an hour later, or, that, or the weekends, because that's the other thing that got me, and I don't know how, because I'm sure you're all over the place, right? With your
on weekends especially.
Yeah, because you've got all these events things, and that was the one thing that drained my wife and I, because it's like, how do you mix sports, birthdays, team, it's like, oh my gosh. And then you can't. That's
sometimes
exactly
you have to split parents up. You just go, okay, you take this kid and go over there to that birthday party, and we're going to take this dude to the baseball game. We'll meet up here, ready, set, go.
Well, then halfway through, I don't know if there's any other dads like me, but all of a sudden I'll get temporary amnesia, and then I'm like, because I was so into this baseball game, and then it just ended, and it was like, oh, we lost, and it was like so draining. And then afterwards, I'm like cleaning up, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta be somewhere.
you get lost in it.
You get so lost in it because you can't necessarily be fully in the moment. But then it's like the schedule. You don't want the schedule to be too rigid.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
Right, and that's just I don't know if that's one thing that you have a hard time juggling. Do you use apps? Do you use how do you keep that all straight?
I have an assistant named Lori Pike, and she is amazing.
That's how we put this appointment.
Yeah, exactly. And if there have been so many times. Well, in fact, just this week, there have been 2 times this week where I knew I booked an appointment in my head but didn't put it on my calendar. But then she put an appointment for the same time in my calendar, and I'm having to rearrange things. I just let her do it all because every time I put my foot in it, it gets screwed up.
Yeah. Oh. Do you just let your phone on her desk be like, just sync up, girl?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
pretty much, yeah.
We do some apps, but not too much. my son does musical theater at Cam's, and they have a band app, and so we get to sync everything into one thing. Speaking of apps, and that was my next question, was social media. You doing a podcast? Social media is out there with your kids. How are you going to handle them using social media? Because to me, that was huge with my daughter, and and my boys now. It's like, yeah, you got to be careful with what's out there.
Yeah, another good question, and it's one my wife and I talk about all the time.
Yeah.
Not just social media, but screen time in general, TV in general.
Yes.
And for the longest time, when my kids were both born, we didn't even have a TV. It just was something my wife and I never really sat down and did. But we got a TV, we have iPads. They're allowed to have the iPads on homeschool days for like the first 30 minutes in the morning if mom and dad aren't out of bed. And then on the weekends, they can do it in the mornings for like 30 minutes. But as far as social media, my 8-year-old hasn't asked about that yet. And I think we'll just tackle that when we get there. Because you don't want to like completely keep kids ignorant of things.
Right.
But like, when is the right time to introduce social media and all of the dangers that can come with that for a young mind? So I don't think that's something we've really talked about too much because she hasn't asked.
Yeah. I mean, even just giving them a little bit of iPad time because we needed 30 minutes for something, and the kids putting it down, it's like they're a whole new like demon baby. They're like, no, I want my iPad back.
And I even think that they're actually doing studies now. I think there was one that just came out. They're doing studies that even that short, after like the first 5 minutes, especially if on social media of some sorts, it just gets their brain almost as if they're on drugs. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
And their moods, their temperament, everything changes after 30 minutes even. And it's like, I feel like a lot of that we have as dads, we have good intentions. And I find myself super guilty of like, oh man, I just need to clean the house for 45 minutes. You guys just need to get out of my hair for 45 minutes. You think you're telling in yourself in your brain, I'm like, okay, 45 minutes isn't that bad.
Yeah.
And they disappear for 45 minutes. So they're not like making a mess again. They're not spilling stuff. They're not going back, back and forth. And it's like, hey, I got this done. But then I ask them to do something else. Okay, put it down. And then that's when the demon babies come out. And they're like, no, I will never put this. And you're like, whoa.
I should have done that.
Yeah. But again, as a parent, as a dad, you're like, I just need 45 minutes to clean the house. Yeah. So it's super difficult. And I think as dads out there, be very cautious of giving your kids that iPad, or because now I guess I default, I hate to say this, but if I take the iPads away, the tablets away, and it's like, okay, well, here's Disney Plus, which, it's like
bigger screen.
Which one am I trading here? Because it's funny, because then I think to myself, as a kid, I just turned on the TV, and if cartoons were on, bonus for me, right? But now I'm like, wow, it's not really a babysit. Now they're almost bored because of TV. The shows are like,
there's no action. They can't click through it.
Click through it. Yeah, it's like
we're very selective about the apps they're allowed to use. A lot of coloring and things like that. But yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. We're very fortunate where we live. It's funny. Before the election, we were like, we're going to move out of this place. If we win, we're going to get a new place. We live in kind of a ghetto area. And this apartment complex has 3 buildings and a big courtyard. We won, and our kids made all these friends. All these people moved in, and they got like 20 friends that play every day. So we're fortunate that like almost any part of the day, they can just go outside and play with the other kids.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, outsiders, man. People don't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, they do.
They go
catch baby lizards now. That's their thing.
See, like, where's that at?
Yeah.
We're gonna come visit you, man. Like, we talk about on here like how we used to stay out until like it was dinner time. If you were thirsty, you never came home for a drink. Maybe the hose.
The hose, yeah, for sure.
But you weren't never going, hey, mom, I'm back, because then she would have you do something.
That's something that wasn't fun.
That wasn't fun. All right, so I want to know what kind of advice you would give yourself if you can go back to right before you were going to have babies, and as a young parent, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
Oh man, patience. Just be patient, because like it's not that I lose my patience. I just haven't been as patient as I should have been with my kids when they were younger, and given them more opportunities to learn instead of just fixing things for them immediately, or giving them the answer to their question immediately. Things like that I notice myself doing now, especially to my oldest. But be more patient would be the number one thing. And then, man, now that I've had this job and I've spent all this time with my kids, spend as much time with your kids as possible. And if your work schedule doesn't allow it, try to fix it and make it work, because that has been the biggest blessing in the last 2.5 years, is the amount of time that I have got to spend with them.
That is key.
And I hear more and more people say that's what COVID brought about, right?
Yeah.
Mass. Everybody's like, hey, wait, what was I doing for the last, however many years? This is great to be at home and to be with my family. Yeah, that is one thing. For you dads out there that are working yourself to a bone, have a goal. Do something to get yourself out of that. Bring yourself into more family time, because that is crucial. Yes.
It's fun.
And it's fun,
It's fun.
100%.
It's so fun, man. Traveling with the kids, going anywhere with them. It's
We just did our first road trip.
Oh, where'd you guys go?
Laughlin, Nevada.
Oh,
Go
I
see
love
Grandma.
Laughlin.
Oh,
I
nice.
love it. Hot, but it's
Oh
fun.
my gosh, it was brutal. It was brutal. 112.
How do the kids enjoy long rides? Do they handle it really good? We did an episode on traveling with kids.
Yep.
And oh man, we have some fun stories, but are they pretty good?
So my wife, we were talking about whether or not to let them have the iPads in the car.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, listen, my dad had 2 vehicles growing up, a 1960-something Volkswagen bus and a 1988 Toyota pickup with a shell on the back and a bench seat bolted to the bed, okay?
Yeah.
Neither one of those vehicles had air conditioning, and we did not have screens. So I was like, I suffered through that, now they're going to suffer. In the air conditioning, comfortable Subaru, they're going to suffer through
She's
it.
like, look out. My wife always says, why don't you just look at the beautiful, look at the land, look at America, look at what God's given us, man. My dad, because funny you said that, the pickup. My dad had a pickup, and he took us, and not a very far drive. He took us from Oceanside to the La Jolla Indian Reservation for camping, and we went to camp. And it's an old Toyota Chevy, not a Toyota, Chevy, and my sisters were in the front with him because it's only one seat.
Yeah.
And me and my cousin, he was like, well, you guys can lay in the back. So we laid in the back of the truck in the bed the whole way from Oceanside to wherever that's at by Palomar Mountain.
Yeah.
And just, it was the funnest thing ever for me though. But then looking back, I'm going, oh man, that was so dangerous.
Yeah, now that you're a dad.
Now that I'm a
right?
dad,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's dangerous, man. We could have died, Dad. But I mean, that's the way it was then, man. It's so different now, you know.
Yeah.
Kids got iPads. There's iPads installed in the seats. You know what I mean? Like
Everything is just convenience.
catered.
100%.
I wish for the old days. All right. One thing we do here at Dad Labs is called rapid questions. As I drop the papers. So
Rapid questions.
rapid fire questions, right? I know. But we have editing options
cool.
here, so if you say, "Hey, no, cut that out," we'll cut it out. Is this election year yet?
Next year.
Next year. All right. So hey, don't forget to vote.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into rapid fire questions. Let's go. All right. If your kid hands you a smoothie made of ketchup, glitter, and a mystery juice, do you take a sip or sprint for the hills?
Assess and make sure there's nothing that can hurt me, and then drink it.
Yes. Yes.
Quick assessment.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like,
Is this gonna kill me? No? Okay.
smell?
Gracious.
Why not?
Yeah.
For all those dads out there, there's an episode of Bluey that the dad takes the whole meal that his daughters made, and at the very end he's hurling, and it's one of my favorite episodes.
That dad has got a lot of,
Yeah.
man.
For sure.
I'll tell you that. All right, second questions. If you had to wear one of your kids' costumes to a parent-teacher conference, is it the dino onesie or a sparkling unicorn cape? Which one is your power move?
Probably the dino onesie.
The dino onesie.
Yeah.
Is it inflatable ones that you just walking by?
Yeah, and that's actually what I was for Halloween.
Were
last
you?
year, yeah.
I love those things.
I was walking up and down
Silence
Grand
too.
Avenue in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Disguise mode?
No, you could see my face.
Oh, okay. I've seen those. You got to be careful with those because I've seen videos of people wearing those, and then where the vent is, people are spraying the fart spray
I have
into
seen
there.
that.
Oh man!
And there's nowhere to run.
But those are the funniest videos
Yeah.
ever. I crack up because they're just like they don't. It's a spray, and then it's like a pause, and then they're like, "What the what?" In the
And
movement.
then all of a sudden
It's so funny. Half the time, sometimes I'll be up super early in the morning going through Twitter, and then my daughter will join me, and we'll watch funny videos for a few minutes, and we always land on farting videos.
Oh, dude.
We both think it's just the funniest thing in the world.
Oh
Yeah.
man, dude! My kids watch the funniest things too. I'll just be sitting there and they'll be like cracking up, and it's like some random noise like "Meow," and I'm like, "What?" It's like some cat going "Meow," and I'm like, "That's funny."
Yeah.
That's
I just
all
love to hear him laugh.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. That is
America's
good.
Funniest Home Videos. That was a great show.
They still have
I think they do, but
them.
I
Yeah,
love that show.
my kids watch them.
Growing up,
It's what's his
it's
name?
different now.
It's what's his name? Carlton is the host now from
Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince, yeah.
Oh, right on.
Huh.
Yeah, and Carlton's funny, man. He's still dancing, still.
Yeah, hit us up.
Yeah. Well, we thank you so much for you're out of your busy day coming
Yes.
by and hanging out with us in the Dad Labs and talking a little bit about who you are as a dad. And we appreciate it.
Thank you.
so
Thank you guys
much.
for having me on.
Of course,
Anytime to talk about my kids and living life, I'm all for it.
Right. Hey, once again, guys, thanks for watching. You guys can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, you name it. Go ahead and subscribe and like for you guys can see some more content.
Yep.
Yeah, share it out. Let's go. Be on the lookout for hopefully the website very soon.
Yes.
Very soon.
Right on.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you. Dodger Tommy. Dodger Tommy. That last baby. We're out. Here we go.
In the garage we race. Dad jokes never die, but they always bring a smile. Teaching you to ride or just sitting on the case. Together we conquer every challenge, every race.